I genuinely feel like I was severely underprepared for the demands of motherhood. I had almost over-romanticized what motherhood would look like for me. Aki, I thank God daily that my first time as a mom, I had my best friends, my closest friends, being moms.
Nilikufanyia nini Mungu? Kwa nini unanipenda hivi Mungu wangu?
I had my first one. My best friends are not mothers. There were many tears, many moments of just, oh my God.
What is all this?
What is all this? I think Nate and I cried together so many times.
Yeah.
So many times. Because sometimes you're trying to put him to bed. Hataki.
It was intentional for me and you was we try and do it together.
Yeah.
We had that conversation before because we got married around the same
When you were any exempt.
No, but it's true. Me and her had literally sat down and had that conversation
Of having kids at the same time.
Yeah, because I was like, I'd
That's
like
what-
to go through it with.
It wasn't at Ipanga in the
It wasn't at the time. It was just like,
I would
like
really
when I'm
love-
ready,
Mbona
I'd like you
mkuni
to be
involved?
ready.
Mbona mkuni involved?
It took me a while to warm up to the idea of having a child. Like it wasn't something like when I was getting into my marriage, it was 50-50. It was like I've never romanticized the idea of having a child.
Governor Wahome. One of the best people I've met, honestly.
Yeah.
I think with Nate, that man came through. Like that man. I used to travel a lot for work.
Yeah.
And it was those things. I'd have comments like, oh, watoto wako wanakujua. And he takes me to the airport, comes back, deals with the baby, video call, nini, and we just continue.
Motherhood is so much easier with a supportive partner
Yeah.
and a father who is playing their role. What is the one thing you have learnt about yourself that either you didn't know or it has been rubber stamped about you that has come out through motherhood? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Chillish Pod. We're here with myself, Nelly,
Rispa.
And Suzanne.
Karibuni sana. As usual, we are shooting at Sarova Panafric, and this episode we are talking about motherhood. And coincidentally, I did not know that Sarova has a women-only wing. That was news until I came here. Think of it as your own little sanctuary in the city, where every room is designed with soft, feminine touch, inspired by the elegance and legacy of Wangari Maathai. From the decor to the service, it's a space that celebrates womanhood in the most intentional way. And the best part, you'll be hosted and cared for by an all-women team who make the experience feel personal, warm, and refined. This isn't just a stay, it's a statement. A space created for women by women. So next time you're here, ask to have a look at the Wangari Maathai wing, because honestly, guys, I didn't know that. And it's just beautiful to have a space where you don't feel like dealing with men and testosterone. You can come have a chill pill and just be surrounded by women for your staycation.
Yeah.
Probably walk around naked for the naked girlies out here.
Probably.
For those of us who like being free, come and experience it at Sarova.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, when we had the summit last, I don't know why I keep thinking it's last year. A lot has happened this year. Yeah, it's been a long year. Mnindo and I slept at the women only. Let me tell you that you've seen the tiny little touches of like blush pink, the yoga mat, like the detail.
Yeah.
It's really
Like you can tell,
Be a woman.
to accommodate. Exactly.
Yeah, so guys, come and experience it. I didn't know that personally. I was just wowed.
We should probably plan like a staycation to run away from the walls of motherhood. That's okay, tu ni one night. Ndio. Na vile Rispa amechoka. Mbona umechoka Rispa?
Mimi nimechoka.
Guys, personally, last night
Was it?
last
You
night
went through it.
sleep was a rumor. It was a rumor in my house.
Yeah.
So yeah,
As
part of
for me,
motherhood.
Sleep has been a rumor for the past 1 year.
A couple of years.
For the
Okay,
past 1 year, 3 months. I don't know what you mean by good nights, bad nights. It's just no sleep nights.
Okay, guy, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
They were sick-ish, still-ish. This past week, they've been sickish, and the husband was not around. I really went through it. Okay, guys, sometimes I usually feel like I'm babied in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know how I'm a mother?
Like you're a last born in your marriage.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, ati auko.
Sasa ntadu.
Now I have to deal with them myself.
Yeah.
And it's
Solo parenting is it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of work. So in today's episode, I have a few guiding questions.
Okay.
Because there's a lot we can talk about in motherhood.
Yeah.
And I don't want the conversation to be all over the place. So before we get into it, just to bring the viewers in,
Can we confirm that we are mothers?
I think by now, kama hauja get, honestly.
There are new subscribers. Maybe they just stumbled upon the video. So Risma is a mother of?
Yeah, so
Two babies. That's the cutest people ever.
You keep saying that and it's so cute.
Okay, they're so cute. Yeah, I have a son and a daughter.
How old?
My son is 5. God.
5 what?
A 5-year-old.
Yes.
It can be 5 what?
Months.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, by the way.
it's not counting, honestly.
It could be 5 months.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
Aki, he's a 5-year-old. Gosh. Right now, he's in this phase of saying, seriously?
Net has like, unaona punchlines za net. Zinakwanga.
Hey.
Akona ka personality.
Stubborn
I love it.
personality.
And my daughter is 1 point. She's turning 2 next year, early next year in March.
Yeah.
So that one is like a diva. I like her vibe.
Yeah.
Your bestie, your little bestie.
Your little best.
I like Kamala when I was doing like blush kinda because that double makeup.
Yeah.
We just did it with her and we took a video and it was like, this is it. This is it.
Aww,
Yeah.
cute.
Duban.
I'm a mother of one boy. He's 1 year, 3 months now. Looks exactly like his father. It's like my genes did not even try.
Contributes.
Yeah, but imagine people keep asking. Like that has become a thing. I think as when he was younger, it wasn't
Clear.
It wasn't clear, but now that's I don't know whether it's a conversation starter, but like every time, even in church,
Oh, yes.
it's now like that's the first comment we get is like, "Wa?" Anaka babake, like he's very but he's very cute. He's playful, love of my life. I think it's important to say this. I wanted a girl. You guys know I badly wanted a girl.
Yes.
And then my Ghana kept telling me, because I expressed that disappointment throughout the pregnancy after 20 weeks, like when we found out we were having a boy. And then my Ghana kept telling me how I'm gonna be so obsessed
With your son.
with my son to the point of I will even like I won't comprehend what it would have been to like not have him. And then he kept saying, "Oh, he'll be the love of your life." And then I think because I was, disappointment phase, hormonal phase, I just kept saying, "Oh, he'll just be ruining my house, and it won't be clean, and he'll be all over the place." And me, I just want someone who's ametulia.
Yeah.
Hey, where? As for the falling in love,
Yeah.
me, I love that boy. Aki kabisa. I didn't think that love like this existed, honestly. Like it's very, no, for real. It's really, and that's coming from me. Yeah, it's really awesome. I love being his mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Kabena?
Well, personally, I have a daughter. By the time this episode is out, I think she'll already have turned 1. She'll be 1 and something. Oh, birthday is coming up. Like, it's coming up so she'll be 1 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as much as I will talk about my child, guys.
Question marks. Alama, yeah?
I have a daughter.
Doku,
No,
doku.
but she looks like me. So the same conversation starter you have that, your son looks like your husband.
Yeah.
So for me, my husband's genes, they
Didn't even
they didn't put up a fight.
Yeah,
They didn't try. Like they were not in the room.
But her personality is his.
Yeah, now her
Yes.
personality
Yes,
is
for
she's
sure.
bubbly, she's what. So yeah, I love her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that we have talked about our children, I'd like you guys to share your motherhood journey and how you think it has played a role in this dynamic from your own perspective.
Okay.
So I don't want you to react to how you think has played a role. So based on your experience and how your motherhood journey has been. How do you think that has played in our friendship dynamic? If you think it had a bigger impact in a different circle, you can also bring it up.
Okay. All right. Who do you want to start with? Rispa?
No, I want you to start.
Okay,
with
Susan, let's start with you. I'm just very tired and sleepy. Okay. So the motherhood journey and how briefly and how it has impacted how I showed up here. Okay, guys. So I became a mom. Of course, I'm still like Ali. We are all, at least with her second born and our firstborns, we are all really like under 2. So all the ghetto-ness of postpartum is, as we've introduced, is still happening. But for me, I think it's really been intense. Again, so my baby had colic early on, like when we started for like around 4 months, 4 to almost the 5th month. So we had like the crying, the witching hour. And he's genuinely just been T is not what I would call an easy baby. Yeah, because like when I compare your baby and mine, I feel like you have an easy baby and I didn't get an easy baby. So that has been a really, really big highlight. Like I think the demanding nature of his personality and who he is as a person. I see a lot of myself in him. So I really pity where are the people who raised me. Because they tip, even my grandma, like there's a day kwanza alinikataza aliniambia but then nisikuwe nakusikia ukisema sijui nini juu mtoto. You were exactly, in fact you were worse. You were worse than this. Yeah. So I think because and this is one of the things, I generally feel like I was severely underprepared for the demands of motherhood. I had almost over-romanticized what motherhood would look like for me. So even when I was thinking that, I was thinking, you remember even when we talked about, like when we're both talking about our pregnancy, we'd say how, we lose weight together, we'll be going on walks together and stuff like that. Like there was all of this. And then Rispa, you see how she's silent? I think Rispa would hear us say some things and she'd just be like, experience too, because she had already gone ahead. So generally, I think in summary, without going too much into it, motherhood for me has been really, really demanding. We are still not sleeping even right now as we speak, even with all the things like weaning off breast milk, transferring rooms, sleep training, like on all methods and failing spectacularly at it. I think his personality just cannot be bridled. Like you can't now tell him ati sasa fanyanga hivi. Like he's very free-spirited. It's actually very, very strong-willed. So obviously I feel like how that impacted. I feel number one, because we used to meet before, like we have long-standing Friday meetups. I think I was just drowning. Like from the onset of when I became a mother, I was just really, really drowning. So I think also like how, I think there was a point by the time I was 3 months pregnant, I realized I can't remember the last time I talked to you. And there was that, and it was like the last time I initiated a conversation with you, because you would call, like it would be like after maybe like 2-3 weeks, you're like, niaje, mnaendeleaje? I complain, and then silence. Then it was always you guys calling me to find out, like just checking in, like how are you doing? Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like made me detach for a minute, but not because I just felt like I genuinely did not have the bandwidth. And then I also feel like another way it has impacted is not that I do not prioritize us, but again, because of the drowning, the overwhelm, the sleep deprivation, the crying, like hey, I'm still trying to figure this out at some point, especially maybe the first 6 months, I genuinely just felt like, hey, as long as it's not burning, like it's not an emergency, this friendship can wait. Like whatever it is that you people want us to do or talk about, it can just take a back seat. Yeah. I don't know who reinitiated. I think we just started like talking in the group and then we started saying, wow, guys, I've really missed you. I've really missed our hangouts. So I feel like that initiation of, can we go back, as in, are we safe enough now to, or are we flexible, not safe, but are we flexible enough now to get back to the physical? Get back to the physical meetings. And yeah, it was, I felt a little bit lonely also, I think, because I kept comparing, let's say, my journey with you. Like, you guys have a sleeping baby, and then me, as we we are really, really struggling. Like I found myself also comparing
a lot.
Yeah, I compared a lot, especially on the routine and sleep thing. Because I feel like Nelly and I are similar in terms of, I feel like you're more free-spirited with parenting. And then us, we are really structured and routine. So I really feel a certain type of way. I'm like, you guys do bath time. Like there's a routine, an evening routine, it's followed and your baby sleeps. And then us, we have an evening routine. To date, we still follow it. And our baby
And the
doesn't.
baby is free-spirited.
And the baby is rispa.
Yeah, and the baby is rispa, like ataki kupangwa, msimpange,
Hey.
Yeah, so I found myself, I think it's something I had to, and Newton helped with that, because you're the one who keeps saying people are like, I think you can't, daktari ajitibu, because I'm such a believer in everyone walking their journey. I actually rarely compare, but motherhood,
You compared a lot.
made me compare a lot. Yeah, especially with you, because I knew Rispa ako in the same WhatsApp na mimi with her second boy. Yeah, especially with the clinginess and the neediness. So I also gleaned a lot from like her experience. Like, because Rispa was very, like, yes, she'll nini about it, but I think, I don't know, maybe Rispa you'll tell us when you because I feel like there was a period where it was like, where imekushake kidogo, and then at some point it's like you entered rest about how Imani
is clingy.
is clingy.
And how different she is from
And
your
how
firstborn.
different she is from your firstborn. So I would kind of like encourage myself a lot with you. So even when that time when you came and told us, one imeacha ku breastfeed, one now at least like I found myself now, I use you as a template. Like I encourage myself, it's like, okay, tafika, you get like we'll arrive. But I think that is how. But in terms of now the positive side of it, Aki, I thank God daily that my first time as a mom, I had my best friends, my closest friends, being moms.
Mungu, nilikufanyia nini Mungu? Kwa nini unanipenda hivi Mungu wangu? Nilikupatia nini Mungu wangu ndio unipende hivi? Kwa watu milioni 44. Kwa hii ardhi ambayo inamilikiwa na William Samuel Ruto.
Like that has made all the difference for me. Yeah, I think that is really, really huge. Like even without the constantly talking, just knowing that you get it. Like I wasn't worried that someone would be like, Susan squeeze amenyamaza. Like I at the back of my mind, I wasn't worried about losing you or like having to come to rehabilitate later. Because I felt like even though we wish it could be better in terms of talking, meeting, connecting, I didn't feel like you're not getting me. Yeah. So I think that has been my experience. Yeah.
I will just start from where she left off. I had my first one. My best friends are not
Mothers.
mothers.
At all.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we need to talk about it.
Yo.
Yeah.
And actually, none of my
your
friends,
not even best friends.
none
You were
of
the
my
first
friends,
You were
are
the
mothers.
pioneer. You were the pioneer of the... Yeah.
What was that? And I think that is why I am never, because I don't want to say I walked the journey alone, because mulikuwa, but it was just,
There were aspects you were alone.
yeah,
alone.
you just
Kuna vitu
go.
hatunge get, hata unge to explain aje.
Nata hakukuwa na point.
Yeah.
You know, even like saying, like even if I said, ata hatujalala leo.
Yeah, you just like, now we really get it. Yeah.
So that was my first, now with the first, with Nate, it was just like, yeah, you're just going through this with your spouse.
Yeah.
Thank God I have a great spouse. So, and yeah, in a way, Amelia, his sibling. So, Kulea wasn't new to him.
Yeah.
So that helped. I think he was our template. Yeah. Because I didn't lay my siblings. I don't have experience with baby raising. So, yeah, I leaned on him a lot. With Nate. There were many tears, many moments of just, oh my God.
What is all this?
What is all this? I think Nate and I cried
Together.
so many times.
Yeah.
So many times. Because sometimes you're trying to put him to bed. Hataki. Umefika tu, you're at your limits. We're just like, let's cry. Let's cry.
Yeah.
It'll talk sisi wote. And then now we reconvene. We're like, okay, come baby. How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that was now my first experience. And because you guys had not gone through it, I think I did not really have an expectation of you have to be there, or you have to
Yeah.
understand me. I didn't have it. So I just went through it. With the money, what has been? With the money, it was exciting to have you guys also have your babies. It was very exciting.
Yeah.
But I think there is a way I romanticized it. Sasa unachiki, I think, and like you, what did you?
Yeah, she romanticized the idea of motherhood and parenting before.
Me, Sasa, I romanticized the idea of having a child with my friends as they're also having their children.
Oh, okay.
I had pictured a
But then,
certain...
people thought it was, there's a day posted that, and people thought it was planned. I'm like, I wish you guys knew the journey all of us have had to go through.
Yeah.
Like, people thought it was, like, we planned to have babies at the
Do people
same
even
time.
do that? Like you plan?
Yeah, some people
You go
do.
have sex with your husband like
Yes.
on the same day.
No, I'm not trying.
Like the same month.
You're actively trying. Or at least we say we are actively trying. No, guys, it wasn't intentional. For us, it was
That is
just
too much work.
Yeah, it was just a journey that
So imagine
merged.
the day I don't want to have sex, I'm just there. We have to.
Yeah,
Having sex. Oh, guys.
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't
it was just a
intentional.
coincidence.
But what was intentional for me and you was we try and do it together.
Yeah.
We had that conversation
Before.
because we got married around the same.
Oh, not
period.
anyone any exempt
No, but it's true. Me and her had literally sat down and had that conversation.
of
For-
having kids at the same time.
Yeah, because I was like, I'd
That's
like
what-
to go through it with.
It wasn't at Ipanga in the
It wasn't
time.
at the time. It was just like,
I would really
when I'm
love-
ready,
Mbona
I'd
mja
like you
mkuni
to be
involved?
ready.
Mbona mkuni involved?
So, do I do goal setting? Yes, I do, but not in a very structured manner. So, we set goals at the beginning of the year. I do it at the beginning of the year, like everyone in January, but I narrowed down to very specific, achievable goals. So I don't do the whole spiritual goals, physical goals, financial goals, and whatnot. So that's how I set my goals. Not as structured, but I only focus on 1 or 2 goals. What do I think about vision boards? I've always wanted to do vision boards, but I never got around to doing it because one, the whole placards, looking for photos, snipping them, the physical workload of vision boarding, it's never really been my thing. 2, I've always associated vision boards with people who manifest things, and I'm not a very big promoter of manifesting things. I believe in working for things. So I've always had a very misconstrued opinion or attitude towards the actual vision board and having it sit somewhere so that you're looking at a car that you want to buy. So I've never associated that with the practical bit of putting in the work to get what you have put there on the photo on the vision board. So I think for me, I'm excited about the brunch we're going to have on the first Sunday of December at Sarova Panafric. So we wanted to have a nice short brunch just to meet the community, meet you guys, get to interact with you guys a little bit. But in between that, we thought it would be a nice way to start off the year because it's December going into 2026. We thought, let's meet together probably and have a vision board brunch. So we'll meet together, get guided on how to do the vision board. And the goal is at the end of the brunch, every one of us is going to go home with an actual vision board to go and set it somewhere in your living room, in your bedroom. So I'm excited about that. So I hope you'll join us on the 7th of December at Sarova Panafric, and we are going to have a brunch and vision board setting. Karibu. I think in my head I was just like, you already have a child, you have a mother.
But you knew I wanted
So
to
in
have
my head-
another child.
Yeah, but for me in my head, I was like, it's not, because for her, having a child was such a, it was scary.
That one
She's
was
like,
hurtful.
I don't want. So that's like, you cannot let me do it alone.
Yeah.
Because also
That is
with
so
your second
hurtful.
one, it was not, you see, the time we were thinking of having a child,
It is
at
still
that
hurtful,
period,
however we
I'm
explain
sorry
Yeah.
about that. But at that particular time and that particular moment, you were not ready for your second child.
Twendelene, I do not want to engage. I'm hurt.
You see those things that come up.
I am so hurt.
We are so sorry.
It's so unfortunate.
Although,
So
can you
sorry.
give me a chance to tell you how it happened? Because no, give us a chance, respect.
No, not
Let
now,
her, let
guys.
her.
Heal.
let
let
her
me
process. Because I feel like
Yeah.
she's misunderstood the how.
Hakuna kitu nime misunderstand.
Understand venye
Hakuna kitu nime misunderstand.
Okay, sawa.
Tuendelee.
Let's move
venye
on.
tu ame
With the money,
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I may lose my train of thought. let's go to the next
No,
question.
you were saying you romanticized having a child with your friends.
That's
Now
where
I'm
you
so
were.
hurt because imagine you guys did that without me. So I
What,
I
talking
can no
about
longer
it?
engage.
Talking about having a child
Yeah.
together.
You actually went through my romantic experience. You see
What
how
was your
how I
romantic
can no longer
experience?
deal.
What was your romantic experience?
Like just having like when I found out we are all pregnant, I was just like, this
Very
would be
excited.
so cute. Like
Yeah.
doing things together, whether it is shopping, whether it is bumping
things together, photos,
whatever it is,
nesting.
nesting.
Yeah.
So imagine
But babes, I
to
think-
find that out.
I think I know where the disconnect is. Again, it's a communication thing, because I'm just now finding out that you had a desire or you had romanticized the idea of having a child with your friends.
But you see, that
No,
was
it was in the moment. Yeah, it's just I was like, wow, this will be fantastic.
But what I'm saying is, have you ever verbalized it in any setting or in any way?
No, the moment I found out you both were pregnant, I told you guys. And that's why the body moon was so hurtful for me.
Yeah.
So where's the semasico?
But now it was the moment you found out that you were pregnant. Because now what you didn't let me explain is that we were not discussing this in 2024.
Well,
Now are we discussing it in 2023? It was one of those things. You say, me, I took. Now we are sharing things that maybe we're oversharing. It took me a while to warm up to the idea of having a child. Like it wasn't something, like when I was getting into my marriage, it was 50-50. It was like I've never romanticized the idea of having a child. Like it wasn't, kwa goals zangu kukuwa na mtoto ilikuwa happen, okay. If it doesn't happen, okay. So when Nelly and I were having these conversations, it was more of like, I'm just like, where? Like I now realize that this is something that as a couple we need to agree on. Like si kwanza tulingia yo marriage tukiwa tujakubaliana yo aspect. Yeah, it was like I wasn't like no, like I'm child free, but I also wasn't. I was just like, hey, where? Let me just see. And it is because of my, like I feel like I have been parentified as a child. Like I take care of so many people. So for me, a child didn't feel like a joy. It felt like someone, an additional person I need to take care of, not necessarily like an experience I want to have. So I think it was in those moments when I was telling Nelly that, hey, now that we're married and my husband wants a child, like how, so now I was telling her, like the way it's carrying in me, then Nelly was saying, but then, we can even do it together. Like we'll encourage each other. We will work. Like if that's what you're afraid of, then there's actually a day you told me that just have that one, itakuwa trisex. Always shindwa na mtoto mmoja. Like if that one is like, umeona enyewe amekuweza kabisa and you don't want to proceed, at least you'll have had the motherhood experience. Like it wasn't like intentionally planning. So this year is one. That's how I was so shocked.
I don't think.
That's why I was so shocked that day, because you remember how I found out Nelly was pregnant was during, I forget the event, but it was at my place. That was very, very shocked to find out that like I didn't know. She didn't know I was pregnant. I didn't know I was pregnant. Like we were like revealing to each other that, haya, ata mimi. Like it wasn't that something at bado mna try, bado mna. Yani it's like ni kama tuna keep tabs. It was just genuinely really, it was something that was talked about way before we even got, even her, she got into the process of now we are starting to try. Like it wasn't, unaona yo period there, we are trying. That discussion was never had. It was before.
Nelly alikuwa akinishock this year, yani like ananipatia tu strays. But it's fine. No, I understand you.
You understand, yeah. So it wasn't, that's what I said, it wasn't until now, in 2024, is now when we are at saying, hey, na by the way, mmefika wapi. It was just like 2022 huko, ndio we were like, nikimwambia we, mimi naona ni kama staza.
But also verbally, he used to vocalize a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, you people, when you're having your babies, me, I'll just be out here chilling, recovering.
Yeah, because I'm done.
You are very vocal about not ready for a second child just yet.
Because you were saying
you wanted
in your
another
later
child,
30s.
yeah. And that's we were like, we've just gotten married. It's like we want to do it now soon. So you were just like, hey, you guys, I'll be cheering you on from here. Mimi mtanipatia time. So there's no way we would have had that conversation of let's all have. So that's why it was only logical. Hey, in this journey, if Susan does not want to have children, nitakuwa pregnant peke yangu kwa hii group. Let's go with that. So that is what we went with. But either way, we are sorry that it's
hurtful. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm learning? Actually, we are just girls. No, at the very heart of it, think about it. Like, you see these things you don't tell your friends. They're just a desire, and they are really a thing. Yeah, I think we need to. Anyway, we are on the learning journey.
Yes.
We are just girls.
We just
that right.
Now, in the motherhood spirit, Susan, you've been very vocal about how hard it has been.
Yeah.
What are the beautiful moments in motherhood
Oh,
that you can pinpoint to, one, encourage people out there? Because there's a lot of negative talk around motherhood.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily wrong, because we've talked about it. Sleep deprivation is very clear. You won't have time for yourself. Like, it is true what people say out there, but they're very negative.
Yeah.
And hence, even someone told me they think motherhood comes with, you see, the whole labor, delivery. It's a very traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Then you give birth, and then the narrative changes. Oh, it was love at first sight. Oh, I want 10 more. So they were just
lying.
like, no, someone was like, it's like a drug. They cannot understand why your meaning has
Your
switched.
stories are
Like, all of a sudden, you want another one tomorrow. All of a sudden, you want 10 more children. So I'd like us to also be
Highlight
part of the positive narrative out there about motherhood, the positive experience you've had in motherhood. And I'd like us specifically to talk about our spouses.
Okay.
Because we've had very supportive spouses. And there's also a lot of negative talk about
motherhood and
fatherhood.
Yeah, and fatherhood.
And spouses being supportive in the marriage during the motherhood season.
Me personally, let me just say, I would not have survived. Aki nasidangani, I would not have survived. Like, I was this close to getting depressed, by the way. Like, the mimi ilikuwa inanitafuta. Yes. You know that whisper in the night? Listen, I think for me, yeah. So for me, I think I really like several. But do you know the beauty? Like, you see, like, sometimes how someone asks you a question and you are looking for, like, sasa nitasema nini? I think it's so beautiful that I'm overwhelmed with sasa nianzie wapi, because like genuinely it's the first thing, all my clinics from trimester 1 to the very last one where we discovered we're about to give birth 3 weeks early, my husband was there.
Yeah.
Do you know?
My balancing tears.
Yeah.
I would.
All of them. And it is not because he does not have things to do.
Exactly.
He showed up for all of them. And I think why that is really, really like it's a memory, it's a core memory, is because we go to clinic and sometimes kwa line, I would be the only one with their spouse there. So like you don't realize how privileged you are. Like you could count kwa the waiting area because again we alikuwa na watu. You'd count like the number. So like someone you can clearly see someone is struggling. Kuamka, uende kwa dispenser uchote maji, uketi, ungoje kuitwa, uende lute, and like me I just be like, I want water. Like that
Why is the doctor taking so long?
Why is the doctor taking so long? Kidogo
That's kuna joto.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And then your spouse is just like, Nirisha,
and then going to like kwanza si tulikuwa ile upper hill unajua ile Java inakuanga hapo upper hill medical kidogo ameshakimbia hapo kuendea ni nini nataka, is it hot chocolate, is it, because sometimes the lines would be really really long during clinic. I think for me the fact that he was there on all clinics and genuinely it was a sacrifice because he had to like compromise on some meetings or move a few things, get a few angry calls, like, but he really made the point. And imagine, I thought that would stop when baby came, because even now I've never taken Ethan to any of his clinics by myself.
Why did you think it would stop?
Because you think you're just being treated like that because you're pregnant. Yeah, because it's just like, wait, I don't want a pregnant woman crying. Or I don't want to. Yeah, I thought it was, like, I know
the pregnancy privilege.
Their pregnancy privilege. So I knew that now clinics and whatnot, like all of them, he's there. Like we've just gone for a jab. He's there. Like we've done, I think for me, the beautiful bit of it is we've done it together. all of it, like the whole journey. Another thing I really, really remember during the colic times, you see that car recliner seat on that car corner of my house? He was there for those 4 months. Like he'd sleep with the baby unless I needed to breastfeed. Like walikuwa tu wanalala wakilia, wanarok, tunalia. Like, but the actual physical carrying of the child during, because he didn't want to be put down. That's one. He was still crying in your arms, but at least it's less. Yeah, it's less intensity.
Because child is getting comfort.
Yeah. So that was really, I think that support is underrated, because at least I would, like, do you know, for the first 3 months, we slept kwa sitting room, guys. Because like tulikuwa trauma. It was just, I would sleep on the big couch, like so, and then him is just rocking the baby. Then ikifika wakati, okay, let's just try nyonyo one more time. And then I try, if ikishindikana, anamchukua, like it was just, I don't think I'd have made it out, like without that constant support. I think another thing, especially because for context, both my husband and I are self-employed, for the guys who don't know. He also took a month and a half of work. Like he was in the house for 1 month, 1.5 months. So he was really like, he was just like, if you need to talk to me, we'll schedule a Zoom call. We'll, like, anyone who wanted him to get out of the house, it's either you'll work with his online schedule, like he'll take the call from the house, or he's not taking the business. That was the sweetest thing for me. Also the fact that, again, in the spirit of being self-employed, because I wasn't working, and of course, we both contributing to the family pot. There was zero expectations on me to contribute anything to the pot for that, like 6 months. It was actually supposed to be 1 year, but then I think we were talking about that earlier during lunch. Like my other I just felt like, wait, a whole year, people will forget me. What will happen to my business? How will I come back to rebuild again after 1 year? So I think, like, you guys can see the long list. Like, I can give a list of all the things that my spouse has done that very much contributed to motherhood. As much as we have a difficult baby, I think it would have been 10 times harder if I didn't have Newton supporting me. Like, really, really just being present and participating. You know, you can be present. You're sat in the house. You're there. We can see you. But you're not participating.
But you're not there.
Yeah, but you're not there. So I think that is it. It made it bearable. It was amazing moments for us to bond. And honestly, I fell more in love with him, observing and witnessing him as a father. Like they're just things. He's not doing it for me. He's just in its element as a dad. And I think when I became a mom, not that I did not know I married, right? But I think motherhood for me was confirmation, double confirmation that guy, enyewe, where?
Niliangukia.
It should have been rough.
It would have been, yeah, I think that was really, really good in terms of really beautiful moments. And I think it's really, you see, like when we talk, I think I was telling Rispa the other day, that day we were coming from the event on Saturday, how like I'm wondering what's happening to my TikTok algorithm. Because every time I log in, there's just a lot of like negativity around like being mothers and I was telling Rispa, one of the things I fear, especially for this generation, especially the ones that are not yet mothers, is that because the negative narrative is really, really, I feel like there's a marketing budget. Have you ever felt like there's a marketing budget for like convincing people that nothing is not for you? I feel like for someone who especially was not sure they wanted to become a mother, now after I've become a mom, I see that giving yourself the chance, as long as you're not like 100% sure you want to be child-free, if you're with a good spouse and you're in a healthy relationship and it's something that you're thinking about, I'm not saying, because I don't think there's any such thing as ever been 100% sure. Because even when my son came, I wasn't like 100% sure. But for me, I think one of the sweetest things I've personally experienced, that I now see how my skepticism would have robbed me of that. Aki, genuinely, guys, I'm not even exaggerating. Aki, but a mother's love to their child, or even the reciprocate, they have their own little ways of reciprocating, has really, really healed me. Like, I feel like I've experienced a really, really pure kind of love with him, expression of it, like how I'm expressing it to him, because it's very, very unconditional. Like, I never thought I was capable
of such
kind of love, because it's a thankless job. There's no trophy for you. There's no. So I think it has grown me in my faith, in my character, in my resilience, and I'm better for it. But also genuinely, like the sweet moments of, like the first time he said, unajua yeye alikuwa anataka tu kusema baba yake. those things, you stick with them. The first day he walked, when I sent the video, like all of those things, genuinely, I feel like it's dimmed out everything else that I thought was an achievement or a joy in life. Like I feel like my priorities have been rewired too. Like I really feel like if that kababble is okay, I can deal with everything else. It's really just, there's a purity of it that cannot be explained. And I think when people talk about it, it feels like romanticizing. It's woo. I don't know, but it's really, especially for someone who's, I'm working on my heart, I'm working on this parenting thing, I'm working on how I was parented, like really getting that opportunity to do it and to do it well is really, really beautiful. So for me, I'm like converted from, like, I see how I would have robbed myself of a level of joy if I let the fear stop me from becoming a mom. Granted, again, as you've said, I've been very vocal about like the difficulties in it. So I've accepted that those two things can coexist.
Yeah.
Like it can be really, really difficult, but really worth it. And I think I don't know why we don't give ourselves the permission to go through things like marriage and motherhood and acknowledge that it's difficult. Because we do that every day in our corporate work and businesses. Yeah. Like you're constantly saying, work is so hard, but you're
But you still sure.
Yeah, you're still experiencing that satisfaction of being a working woman. I run my business, my God, the number of times I complain about my business, but at the same time, it's changed my life. Like I'm happy and I feel fulfilled in it. So I feel like motherhood is one of those things that it's like, kwa nini sasa kwa hii generation imekuwa ni kitu mbaya who experience the difficulties of motherhood. I don't think that anything worth having is easy. Yeah.
For me, Governor Wahome. One of the best people I've met, honestly.
Yeah.
I think with Nate, man, that man came through.
Yeah.
Like that man. Because it was now post-COVID.
Yeah.
Just guys are going back to work. So when I was having him, watu walikuwa wameanza kurudi ofisini. And so he'd come home like I think by 40. He'd be there.
Yeah.
And I'm just there waiting for him
To take his offspring.
Here's your baby, please. Offspring, though. Here's your issues. Yeah. So he'd take over and then he'd deal with Nate until like say 3 a.m. or something. Then we switch up so that he sleeps kidogo because he works in the morning. And I was like, and he did that consistently, like through. I think one thing Wahome and I have never thought about is parenting.
Yeah.
Like it has never actually, you know how you feel like I'm carrying the weight? It has never occurred.
Yeah.
And I think just so that because all the things you say, yes, instead of repeating. The one thing I'll highlight is travel. I used to travel a lot for work.
Yeah.
And it was those things. I'd have comments like, oh, watoto wako wanakujua?
We will get to that.
Okay.
On the comments.
So he really supported me because I never had to think about
Whether
do
to
I
take the
go.
job or not.
It was an issue. It was
a
just,
no-brainer.
I am going. And he takes me to the airport, comes back, deals with the baby, video call, nini, and we just continue.
Because sometimes you'd be gone for even over a week.
Yeah.
And it's not short at Kisumu. It's
far, man.
it's long travel.
And the money is less than 6 months.
Oh my God, even with the money.
Yeah.
I traveled after 2 months of having money.
money.
But for Imani, what I will highlight, and I think this was really, because Imani was clingy. Imani just wanted me. I saw how that hurt Wahome.
Yeah.
It really played, like it was just like, yo, how do I come in? Like, how do I participate?
Yeah.
So,
And imagine someone else, sorry to interrupt you, would have been like, good riddance.
yeah.
Like reason for me not to.
He really went out of his way to now build a relationship with Imani. So that sasa, Imani eyesen up to him. Because yani Imani alikuwa tu so he'd do like 10 minutes just to build your rapport. And I've seen how they have grown and evolved. So for me, my spouse, A1.
Yeah.
In terms of like the things I have cherished about motherhood, I think everything. I've cherished
Yeah.
I think my perception of I understand when you're unasema it's hard, but it's also one of the most fulfilling things I've experienced. And let me highlight this period after I lost my job. Because again, it did everything you've said.
Yeah.
So let me just single out one thing. After I lost my job, I just got into this space because I felt like I had given so much of myself to that work.
Yeah.
And by the time I left,
By the time it ended,
I really felt robbed.
Yeah.
I was like, Aki, I gave myself so
this,
much
yeah.
to this, and I barely have anything to show for it. So I was angry. So I told God, you know what? I am not looking for work yenyati. I'm not going hard on looking for work.
Yeah.
If I get something that pays the bills and nini tuko tu sawa,
Well and good.
that's all I'm doing. And then I'm resting in 2025. I'm not going over and above for nothing. I'm just, if I have work, great. That's what I'm doing. The rest of my time. So starting the year, I got into a 20-hour-a-week job.
Yeah.
And I was very diligent.
Yeah.
I clocked my 20 hours. That's like half a day for 5 days.
yeah.
The rest of the time, I am just bumming, chilling with my daughter, with Nate. So I got into a routine with them that I did not enjoy previously.
Yeah.
And I think that has been something that I have really enjoyed about 2025.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of time to hang out with them, take care of them. Just those 2 moments have really, really been amazing. Yeah.
I think you've also enjoyed being a girl mom.
I
think there's been a difference in your motherhood with Nate and Imani.
Yeah.
And
You
I
can
feel
tell.
like I can tell from the outside looking in. I feel like there's a warmth you have with Imani that almost, even the whole clingy thing, on the hard part, it's hard to do any other thing or to leave her with someone else. But I've heard you mention how it's also a sense of peace and she just wants her mother. Like, you guys can stay there. She just wants her mother.
With Nate
was okay with everywhere.
Nate bottom and feed. Naenda and home are the same. People loving, relaxed, hawana pressure. Imani,
I think Imani really
was just
needed that part of you.
Yes.
And I love watching it from the outside. It's almost like, oh, mother. And then the narrative of mother-daughters. How did you get that? Anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But that whole discussion for mothers and their daughters can never be close, can never be friends.
you know, I cannot envision
Can you
a
envision that
reality
with,
where
Imani?
Imani and I are not close.
Yeah.
I can't. Even hata venye watu wanasemanga, in teenager, children will not talk to you. Okay, I can't envision it. maybe I'm meaning too mad.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think my kids and I and Wahome will be friends throughout our lives.
Yeah.
And
you,
that.
babes?
Amen.
So for me, without repeating what you guys have said, head
Just
of
highlight
course,
her husband.
Guys, you are babied.
Yeah.
I think I am toddlered in my marriage and in my motherhood journey. I think that man just went above and beyond in fatherhood. Like you, the first 3 months, I didn't have a difficult baby. She was pretty easy. She still is. In terms of routine, she settles into routines easily and she doesn't cry too much and whatnot. But the first 3 months is just difficult. Whether you have whether you have an angel of a baby, whether you have a colicky baby, the first 3 months are the first 3 months.
Yes.
And you just have to handle them.
Yeah.
And also for me, those 3 months he slept on a recliner chair in our bedroom.
Yeah.
Seated, like on the chair for
Back and
I don't know
forth.
how long. I think the first 3 months consistently. I never got out of bed to do a diaper change in the middle of the night for the first 3 months. The baby would wake up. I would sit up because I have to breastfeed.
Yeah. You're ready for the baby
Yeah.
to be brought.
He goes, picks the baby, gives me the baby, brings the diaper. Nini, what are we doing? Dirty diaper goes to throw. Da, 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 da. I breastfeed. I put the baby back. I lie back down. So healing for me was also very, very smooth because I didn't have a lot of heavy
Back
lifting to
and
do.
forth.
There's nothing heavy to be done. He exerted himself in making sure things are in the house. You see how men would be in the house, but they still nini haiko
You need
kitu
to-
God.
Trust
But
me.
I
you
don't
know
think
he
we
has-
have. With that,
Exactly.
our husbands know what is missing in their home.
Thank you. For those 3 months,
Because-
Lispa, I didn't know what was missing in my house. And
Yeah.
what, like, I didn't know what people were
Do you know
eating.
my household
I did
clothes
not
were
know.
home?
Exactly.
exactly. To be like, excuse me,
Baba nani hakuna unga. So for me, I was just like, I didn't have to deal with my house help coming to tell me, Mama nani, hakuna nyanya.
Mi unaweza tu
Mama nani.
nimaliza.
It's
Like,
like,
ukiniambia utaniua.
I mean, the middle of all these things and you still are,
fluids all over.
I mean, lack of sleep.
I'm smelling and I've showered 3 times and I'm still smelling.
And you still have to go and
Organize
figure
the
out
kitchen.
Glovo, order.
No.
I was just like,
Yeah.
let me tell you, I am glad he just sorted the household. Like he was present in the household.
Yeah.
And at that time, he had just recently transitioned into business.
Yeah.
So I know it was not easy.
Easy.
Like it was a huge sacrifice on his part. So I think what we're highlighting here is motherhood is so much easier with a supportive partner and a father who is playing their role.
And someone who wanted to be
A father. And also mothers, future mothers, mothers to be. Allow your spouse to be a father.
Let them change that diaper the other way
wrong way.
around.
Yeah, let them wash the baby the wrong ways. They will not die.
You remember
Nothing
my
will
scenario
happen.
with washing the baby?
Yes.
But because me, I'm very, again, I'm not, meaning careful. Sana. I think I realized very early on, even my mother picked it up because she used to sometimes come to help us out. She was like, let the man,
My daughter.
let the man
Be a father.
do the thing.
Let him do his work.
Like there's a day she asked me, wewe unadhani kama huyo anaweza wa mtoto wake?
Exactly.
Like worst case scenario, do you think
Do
that
you
he
really
would do
think?
something that would put this child in danger? And then also I feel like this is one of the reasons, especially if you're my type, like because I'm particular. There's how I prefer things to be done.
Yeah.
If you're that kind of a person, I've found that motherhood and especially the delegating aspect of it, especially to your spouse, you can find yourself doing things by yourself
And
because
you will
also
die.
you will die.
You will die.
Because they're overly correcting it. Like it's like, oh, usifanye hivyo kidogo kidogo. Leta hata nifanye.
Nifanye.
'Cause you're
Saa hiyo hujalala.
Even if you don't say let nifanye, they leave it to you.
because
Who wants to be
know
doing
better.
thing?
Yeah.
Every time you
Yeah.
get criticized.
It took me a minute, let me not lie. It wasn't immediate. Cause but then the moment I think that day when my mom asked me that, would this man allow his child danger,
Die.
like to experience danger to the point of like, do you think they will die? Like, does he have at least the bare minimum capabilities to keep this child alive? Let him do it. And like the more I allowed, like, fine, it's not the way I want it. Haja, like instead of following up on whether it has been done perfectly, like I realized that I allowed myself to really just be helped. And like, do you know also if and there's someone who I forget where I had this, probably in a podcast, like especially for us who are becoming, like we both became parents at the same time. Like I'm a new mom and he's a new dad. I've never done it before. He's never done it before. So why is it that as women, we assume like we are the professional at the baby? Like it's almost like no one else can
Your
do
way
it.
is the
right
right way.
Yeah, the right way. Because I noticed a really, like within those maybe 2 or 3 months, I noticed such a big improvement.
In your
Because-
mental health.
Yes, in my mental health, but also in how now I was no longer complaining about things, because you see, this thing is even me. Kwani nilan kuchange diaper aje? I changed severally until I got it. You know, even Lamas does not prepare
That's my
you.
whole point. I'm like,
Yeah, it doesn't prepare you as much. So I think allowing your spouse to do it, like the first time, the second time, the third time, are very, especially the fact that they're intentional in doing it and planning it, they get better, and so you get help. So I feel like part of releasing that mental load, I think what you're talking about with brand shopping and whatever, it's unloading that burden.
Just unload it.
Yeah.
Let them do it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Let them shampoo the hair first. Hello, husband.
Yes.
Before the body. Like
No
let
one has
them.
died because
If
of
you
that.
cannot stand it, walk
Walk
out.
away.
Just go, come back after the deed has been done.
Yeah.
And
Cha
just
muhimu ni wameoga.
cha muhimu mtoto amekula. So I think the other question I have is, we have all experienced change
Yeah.
in your body, in one way or the other, with your pregnancy, with motherhood. But what is the one thing you have learned about yourself that either you didn't know or it has been rubber stamped about you that has come out through motherhood or the pregnancy or just in relation to you being a mom and that journey? Who has the answer first?
Me.
Yes.
I'm not strong.
Motherhood is where you're at.
I'm not strong.
Oh, you're not
You
strong.
thought you were strong.
Come to kaneza kuhumble.
First of all, ni watu mlikuwa mnadha. You know, I already cry. Now, I want you to times 3 that 3 times a day. By the way, nililia mpaka ikafika mahali. I think my husband had a problem with how much I was crying until motherhood. He got used to it. Like, Aki, I'm not strong. And then I feel like because of how, again, me, by the way, guys, I was severely underprepared. If there's one thing, I think one of the reasons I talk about the difficulties of motherhood, it's not to discourage people, but there are things I genuinely wish that I was, like someone told me, okay, Rispa would say things in passing, but then I think we would just think, okay, that's her experience. You know, the way you hear people saying
And I feel
things.
like that's the narrative. People keep saying, I wish someone told me. I wish someone
But
told
even
me.
if you're
But
told-
yes, you're not listening.
Yeah.
You're not hearing.
I don't think it is not listening. I think number one, it is, unaona kama venye ujana saa zingine inafanyanga.
Ujana ni moto. Hiyo
Eh,
modali inakuanga
Ujana ni
moshi.
moshi. You see, like how, have you realized that
Yeah.
it's just a natural progression of life? Sometimes as you age and as you go through various experiences,
Yeah.
there's a wisdom you gather along the way
That's
that
true.
you remember now in retrospect a younger version of you and be like, hey, young Susan,
What was that?
unajua, you get. So I feel like it is the fact that it's not when it's like it's just the same way I'm talking about my experience right now, and someone will just be, but that is your experience. You get, like it's not, they're not taking it as a learning lesson, like a point of learning. You get. One of the things I think I would do, and I think we had this conversation even with like another group of people, I would really, really want, especially from my own experience, because for me, it wasn't that no one can tell me. It was just that I did not know what I did not know, and that I thought it's just other people sharing their own. It's like how when people talk about how marriage ubamba mafala, for example, me, I'm not taking that as my...
Sisi ni mafala.
You get, I don't even internalize it, because to me, that's your experience.
Yeah.
You get. So I think that's the same attitude I had around motherhood, that like, that's your experience. But I honestly, right now, I'm such a believer in, you say like how we had to go through premarital counseling to get into marriage. I genuinely wish, outside of Lamas, because Lamas does, like, this is how you wash a baby, this is how you change a baby, this is how you do da. I wish there was some form of preparation class that really breaks it down in a way that someone takes it seriously. Because like for me,
Still be on the serious.
yeah, because unaona kama sleep deprivation for me, I would hear people talking about it, but until I really experienced the level of psychosis that you can enter into for lack of sleeping for 4 days consistently, I think we underestimated. Can I tell you guys, I think I was telling another friend of mine this. I never knew, so some, like you mentioned, like body changes. I never knew, like you see how people say, there's this whole debate that I really hate about vaginal births, CS births, whatever, right? I did not know that, for example, like, because for me, one of the things I had to do was to work with a pelvic floor therapist after I'd given birth. And like, I did not know that there is such a thing as a pelvic floor therapist until I became a mother. Like those things that you're even like, I was wondering, so do I talk to someone about this, like outside of my gyna? And when I told my gyna like what I was experiencing those first 3 months, he was just like, let me give you Becky's number. She's just, so I'm just like, who is that? Also, she'll be coming to your home. She'll help you strengthen your pelvic floor muscles and this. Because like the first 3 months, I genuinely thought, and I think part of my anxiety and depression was that I thought my body was broken, genuinely. Na to the point nilikuwa hata nashindwa kuwaongelesha about it. Like I was just like, is this what women go through? You know? And then you see also for me, my because there was that fear I had because of my height. Like I wasn't sure that I'd be able to like have a vaginal birth. Yeah. So like for me, even the plan with the guy now was we were going like because my plan was if I got to 38 weeks, because he was already starting to really miguu inauma, like my body was giving out. I knew I was going to schedule like an elective CS, and then I was just like, let me just, I don't want to, I was already having a really hard time with my back. I wasn't sleeping. Remember, the last trimester I was actually sleeping kwa kiti, like those last few months. Yeah. So it was really, really hard on me. So the baby now came njia zake, venye yeye alijisikia, ilesa alijisikia. So like, I feel like because of like the impact that had on my pelvic floor, for example, I didn't have the language for it to say this is what I'm experiencing. So me, I just thought I broke my body and it's never coming back. So part of my depression, on top of the crying and the sleeping, for me, it wasn't even aesthetics because my body didn't change much with, like, other than the weight gain. I didn't feel like I was looking at myself in the mirror and not recognizing myself, but I was not feeling like I'm in my body. Like a lot of things were really out of order, you get. So even when now I started working with like that lady, and then she was telling me, so this is normal, this is what happens, this is the exercises you do to strengthen. Like I never thought I'd go back to how I was before. So after now working with her, then I also got like an episiotomy that tore, and then that took 4 months to heal. Like when I was going through it, I didn't think I was gonna come out of it.
Yeah, on that
like I thought,
yeah.
I've broken my body, and this body can never, like with how things were looking, it can't go back to normal. So when I say underprepared, it's all the shocks that I was getting with things that women don't talk about. It's like you might sometimes be unable to hold your pee, for instance. You might not be able to hold your poop. Like, you know, those very graphic, it's like we just want to talk about the cuteness of it. So for me, unaona sasa hizo the really gory details I'd never had of anyone talking about experiencing that. We say sleep deprivation, we say mastitis, we say those things that I think are politically correct to talk about maybe in public settings, but we don't talk about where there's this other aspect that you will wonder whether things will ever go back to. You wonder whether you'll ever be able to like have sex. You wonder whether you'll ever feel like, for me, my husband was in the delivery room. I think that's something where I should have started with that. Like the entire from the labor to the cutting of the cord to everything. So I didn't realize, like, well, it was cute in the moment because I was going through now all of these issues. I started wondering, like, does he
Was he traumatized?
Yeah, was he traumatized? Does he still find me attractive? You know, those things. So when I say that preparation in terms of like marriage counseling, I feel like that is one of the things that I could have benefited from, like having either, I'm not saying your friends, but like a proper.
I understand when you say marital counseling, because of the kind of counseling I think Mamlaka offers. That
yes,
like you go there and you're like, hey?
Yeah.
But the way marriage is not.
No, they have also started one for motherhood.
For motherhood. Yeah, so I think that I understand when you say
I could have used that, because a lot of the things you may find out on the go that, oh wait, that ended. I'm okay. Oh wait, you get, like, I've been, so I was in the darkness I was in those first 4 months. A lot of it would have been avoided had someone told me, by there, you know, people get episiotomies. This is what an episiotomy is. If it tears, sometimes this is what happens, and this is how to care for it. By the way, you see that's your body, because like for me, my pelvic floor was heavily impacted because I'm tiny and my baby he came out big. You get, so you see, like, just someone telling you, sis, you might get this or not. You get, so and that's one of the reasons why I'm very vocal now in talking. And I think people misconstrue when women talk about now the challenges. I think for me, it is in a bid to kind of like not to scare you, but to prepare you that you can go through this. A woman's body is God is just amazing in his ways, because the way in which you've recovered, it's like you've never gone through that before. So I think for me, that's one of the things that I learned. I'm not strong. That's in a lot of one's minutes. I'm not strong.
My opposite.
Yeah.
I learned that I am strong.
Yeah.
My guys, mimi hakuna kitu siwezi fanya.
Yeah.
I am strong. Going through the journey by myself, really.
With Nate,
with Nate, and just go, like, I think the going through like a space where you're just like, you're in tears. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you literally, oh my God, to the end. And you wake up and you're like, okay, baby.
And you continue?
Yeah. Let's continue, baby.
Yeah.
You do it again. It ends, like, they start sleeping through the night. They start winning.
Yeah.
You deal with people talking about you working. Like, just all those motions. I was like,
I'm very strong.
Would you say it's the toughest thing you've experienced?
Definitely.
Yeah,
na marriage. Motherhood marriage.
Wanapelekana hivi.
Oh my God. Yeah. And you?
I think for me, it's not one thing I learned about myself, but something I started doing that almost, it was new to me. So the whole body changes, of course you gain weight. And of course there's a desire to lose some of that weight off.
Yeah.
But for me, that weight loss was not really guided on going back to the pre-pregnancy body.
Yeah.
For me, it was, you see how the body feels broken?
Yeah.
For me, it was, I felt weak.
Yeah.
Like almost like this, like for me, I call it as a baby was a parasite feeding off you. So by the time you're giving birth, I felt
Nutrients zote.
yeah, like my bones, my muscles, my everything felt weak. And I experienced, I had an issue with blood pressure during my pregnancy.
Yeah, I remember.
So also having to rework that and rewire my body to go back to whatever healthy. So for me, it was health and fitness. And guys, I could not believe it. I was waking up at 6 a.m.
Imagine,
Kuinua machoma. I was avoiding certain kind of foods. So for me, my health and fitness journey, I think it has, my mindset around it changed. And I've never been a gym girl. Because I'm just like, I think also because privilege. I've never had to struggle with weight. I've never had to struggle with feeling a type of way about my body. That's the first time I experienced it. I was just like, God damn it, this is what people go through.
God damn it.
I'm like, hey, and yeah, but weight loss is not easy. And trying to rewire your body is not easy. And the discipline and the mental strength you need for that. So for me, that was new to me. I could not believe I did that for a whole 4 months. And I did not miss a single day, and I was accountable to myself. And I was not going to a gym. I didn't have, like, it was at home. I just got an online coach. I joined a program. It was a WhatsApp accountability group. I've tried that multiple times before. It never worked. I have never done it. But with this one, I was just like, guys,
doing
nisipofanya hivi.
One thing, let me add one thing that I've also, my faith, my faith has changed, evolved, grown, whatever you want to call it. You can't convince me otherwise. You can't convince me otherwise.
There must be a God in heaven.
And he loves me. Like he is for us. Like he is present. And
So I think maybe on the God issue, I was joking. I don't know. I think hata labda ni wewe nilikuwa naambia. You know kitambo how you, like, your moms would wake up at like 3 a.m.
and pray.
Unashanga
like 3 to 4 a.m. without fail.
Why are we?
Ni lazima. Si kila tuko tunataka. Mom tena. Mom ndio huyo tena.
anatuamsha.
I am the mom. Look at you at 3 a.m.
Correct. Like, I would be like, now I get it.
You get
now
it.
I get why the 3 a.m., 4 a.m. prayers.
There's a reason it was at 3 a.m.
Because like for me, one of the things, I'm just like, why? Hiyo masani weird.
Let me tell you, inakuamsha. Unaamka, unaenda uko sitting room. Unakaa na Biblia yako.
They were not crazy because
They were not.
For me, one of my greatest, I'm dealing with it because I think you guys have been knowing with my work with God, one of the greatest things I'm working on with him is be like my faith aspect of it, not faith in him, but believing in the unseen and really just having that complete surrender and leaning on him. And I feel like Aki Adinambianga, my husband, one thing that has just can bring me to my knees. And guys, my child.
But you know, let me tell you.
Yes. No, I know what you're about to.
Not yes, like I feel like it's very. I get what you mean, but like for me, it's
like in the audience.
They're just like, yes, what?
I'll try bring it.
Yeah, please
point.
bring it.
Okay.
In, because like for me, when I say God, I mean like I fear. I'm now not. When I started like the motherhood journey, that fear again. There were a lot of things that are contributing to that dark phase, and one of them was fear. Like I love this person to levels I can barely comprehend. Like I'm even trying to now find room for this kind of love. You get? So when I look at the world, do you know, I stopped watching. Like I already did not watch news because again mi nikiona kitu mbaya kwa news itani mess up the whole week. Like I'd rather just not know. It's like the ignorance is bliss kind of thing. But then now with motherhood, Akimimi, now even movies or whatever, or anything with motherhood that like, or with children, like involves, I think my mind just projects to, if this was to happen to my child, or if this, like, I really feel like the world is such a dangerous place now. After I became a mom is when I see all the dangers of the world and all the works of the enemy and all the, genuinely, like, so when you, saa zingine at this, mi unajua namkanga saa zingine tu, unashanganga unatemea nini, lakini unapambana na kikitu huko usiku, you're just like, you just wake up and you're, I feel like it brings my son, and the love I have for him makes me really weak to my knees. And like, I realize if I don't surrender that to God, like if I just, because I realize, I think what brings me to my knees is realizing how I'm so incapable of fully protecting him. Actually, I am almost not capable of protecting him. I'm not, you get, so I think that's what, when you said like my relationship with God, so I feel like God used motherhood as a string for, Wajiko. Okay. Closer? No, not close enough. Closer?
Kuja.
Closer?
Kuja hapo hapo.
Mali alikuwa ananitaka. Like, I'm there now. Yeah, so it's, I hear you on that.